Heavy rainfall has overwhelmed Beijing, turning its vibrant streets into rivers of mud and chaos. Entire neighborhoods have been submerged, with floodwaters breaching the city's defenses and leaving communities grappling with destruction. The sheer scale of the flooding was unprecedented as Beijing's infrastructure, designed for a modern metropolis, faced a natural disaster it wasn't fully prepared for. Residents returning from evacuations discovered homes ravaged by water. Furniture was ruined, walls weakened, and in some areas, ground floors were completely washed away, leaving behind heaps of debris and unsafe structures. The emotional weight of losing homes and possessions is immense, and for many, the recovery process will be a long and painful journey. Transportation across the city ground to a near standstill. Major roads were torn apart by collapsing embankments, stranding vehicles, and ripping up pavement. In low-lying areas, cars were left drifting in floodwaters, their engines destroyed. The subway system was hit hard, with tunnels flooded and equipment shorted out. Many stations remain out of service, buried under layers of mud and wreckage. Restoring full functionality could take months of intensive repairs. Beijing's metro is a lifeline for millions, and its disruption has caused significant challenges for daily commuters and the city's economy.
Families returning after evacuations found apartments soaked through, furniture warped and crumbling, and walls buckling under the weight of dampness. In some residential blocks, the flood stripped away ground floors entirely, leaving behind piles of ruined possessions and unstable foundations.
Beyond the city, the storm's impact spread to critical infrastructure. Rural areas surrounding Beijing lost power for days as substations were inundated and power lines failed. Communication networks also collapsed, with fallen mobile towers cutting off vital connections during the crisis. Water supply systems were disrupted, leaving neighborhoods dependent on trucked-in water. Residents lined up in flooded streets to collect buckets, while authorities rushed to provide aid. For many, the loss of basic utilities turned everyday life into a struggle for survival. The cascading effects of infrastructure failure highlight how interconnected modern systems are and how vulnerable they can be to extreme weather. Farmlands on Beijing's outskirts were devastated. Thousands of acres of crops like rice and vegetables were submerged, irrigation systems destroyed, and barns reduced to rubble. The livelihoods of countless farmers have been wiped out. The destruction of farmland not only affects local food supplies but also threatens regional food security, with long-term economic implications. Beijing's cultural heritage wasn't spared either. Historic temples and ancient courtyards, built centuries before modern drainage systems, were soaked through, risking permanent damage to their delicate structures. The loss of cultural landmarks is a blow to Beijing's identity, as these sites are irreplaceable pieces of history. The commercial sector took a massive hit. Small businesses saw their shops flooded, with inventory and equipment lost to the waters. Industrial areas faced ruined warehouses and machinery, while major logistics hubs were paralyzed, disrupting supply chains across the region. The economic ripple effects of this disaster will likely be felt far beyond Beijing, impacting national and even global trade networks. The environment has also suffered. Public parks are now covered in toxic sludge and debris, and stagnant water pools pose health risks. Sanitation crews face an enormous challenge in cleaning up before disease spreads. The environmental aftermath of floods often lingers, creating public health concerns that require urgent action. Schools were heavily damaged, with flooded classrooms, ruined libraries, and destroyed computers delaying students' return. Hospitals, too, faced losses, with critical equipment and supplies swept away in the deluge. The disruption to education and healthcare underscores the far-reaching societal impact of the floods. Beijing stands as a city transformed by water and loss. From its suburbs to its core, the floods have upended lives, and the path to recovery will be long and costly for millions. Thanks for watching Weather Watch, your source for clear and honest reporting on nature's most powerful events.
wider infrastructure buckled under the weight of the storm. Villages around the capital endured days without electricity as substations drowned and distribution lines snapped. Repair crews fought to reach cutoff areas while mobile towers collapsed, cutting communication just when it was needed most. The destruction reached Beijing's heritage as well. Temples and centuries-old courtyards, built long before modern drainage, absorbed floodwater that soaked their wooden beams and stone foundations. Preservation experts now warn that priceless cultural landmarks could face long-term decay.
If this video resonated with you, please like, comment, and subscribe to support our channel. Hit the bell to stay updated with our latest reports. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one.